There are instances where you have to classify your respondents into levels. You can classify them based on their adherence, based on their practice, their knowledge, any kind of classification that you have to do which has levels. So in my case, I'm going to assess the knowledge of women of reproductive age on family planning, after which I'm going to score them. I want to know the levels. How many people have good knowledge, how many have poor. There are instances where you can have good, poor, you can have moderate. It can be 2 or 3 levels depending on the type of research question you are trying to answer. For mine, I'm classifying them into poor, moderate, and good knowledge, so that I'll be able to know how many people had good knowledge, how many people had moderate, and how many had low. And this is my data. Respondents were made to answer 9 set of questions on knowledge of family planning. Data collected and entered has revealed that 9 of the respondents had responded. So I have 9 observations here. So you have some basic steps you need to take. First, you need to export your data to Excel, which I have done here. I have all my data here. The next thing for me is to identify the correct answers to my questions. After screening through based on the questionnaire I've given to them to answer, yes means a correct answer and no means a wrong answer. So across all the variables, anybody that chooses yes is correct, anybody that chooses no, do not know, and so is wrong. But in cases where you have your own variables having different responses, maybe you can have question 1, the correct answer there is yes, but you go to 2, no is the right answer. So it doesn't mean that all the time you should have all the variables having the same response, but in my case they are all the same responses. Anybody that chooses yes across all these variables is a yes answer, and the other one is no, which is 0. So the next thing we are supposed to do is that we need to use the find and replace function to score them. So first, you just click on the variable name, which is A. It highlights. So if you have a very large volume of data, when you just click, you don't need to drag. It highlights all the variables. Click here, click on find and replace. So on the find what box, put yes, and the yes should be the same as the one that appears in your data. So if the yes in your data is capitalized, capital YES, you should put capital YES here, or else they will tell you it is not found. My case is capital Y small es. I'll put it there. Then I'll score them. Anybody that chooses the right answer, I'm going to put 1. Then click replace all. Then click OK. If I chooses the wrong answer, I'll put the no there and put 0, meaning that person has 0 mark. Then I'll click. I have it this way. But here's the case that I have all the responses to be the same, and the answers to be the answers to be the same. I'll just highlight all. Just click on the variable column name, highlight all, click find and select, click on find and replace, and I put yes, put 1 here, replace all, highlight this, no, put 0, replace all. I have it here. So I have ended up scoring them. So the next step for me is to find the sum of individual scores across all the values. So I have to score them. If they are 10, how many people have 5 over 10? How many people have 8? How many had 10 over 10? And it's simple in Excel. I'm just going to click on the next column, label it. So I'll say knowledge scores, then click on the first observation, put equal to, then I say sum, bracket open, no spacing, then I kindly drag from the first variable to the last, then I close, then I have the score here. Then I point my mouse cursor at the right lower end, the cursor changes to a plus sign. Just drag it to the last variable. But you can also do it this way. Just double click on it. When you double click, it provides the scores for all the respondents. So the next thing for me is to create a grouping variable. What criteria am I using for scoring the respondents? So I quickly go to the next person. I'm grouping them into 4 from A to Z, that is from the lowest to the highest, moderate, then high. So I quickly define what I mean by 4. I want to say that anybody that scores 1, 2, the 2 is greater sign. Anybody that scores 1 to 4 should have 4 on it. Anybody that scores 5 to 6 should have good knowledge, and anybody that has 7 to 9 should have what? High knowledge. So I've defined it this way. So definitely I'm supposed to put the minimum values. So here the minimum value is 1, here is 5, and here is 7. So I'm just going to highlight these 2 variables, then I click in the name box here, M3, then I change it to grouping, then press enter. I've labeled it. So here, which we are going to look at the levels. So I'm just going to put a variable in the level, then I put in my formula, which is this. Use the vlookup function. This formula comes from the Excel, but it will be simplified in the distance for you. So just click equal to, then vlookup, bracket open, no spacing, click on the score, comma, highlight the variable. You can highlight it, it turns to grouping, or you can simply type comma, you can simply type the name you give to it. If it is A, you say A, so grouping, it changes to red, then comma, then put 2, comma, 1, then bracket close. The 2 and 1 is constant, but you press enter, it changes to moderate. Double click on it. When you double click on it, you will have your levels. The reason why this is appearing is because the minimum should have been 0, but we did not. So the moment you change here to 0, it appears. So now let's say I want to identify descriptives of my variables. Descriptives, I want to know those who have 4 knowledge in the count, moderate. I want to know those who have high. So I'm simply going to click here. It's just another simple formula, equal to, then I'll say count if, bracket open, then you can click here, then comma, then you click here. So I'm looking for moderate, so I'll click on, then bracket close. I have 3 here. Double click here, and we have the variables. So in all, when you count here, we have 3 respondents. Sorry, we have 3 respondents who have moderate knowledge. We have 3 who had 4, and we have 3 respondents who have high. And this is the basic descriptive statistics you can do. So this is all about classifying your respondents into levels. So we can say that 3 of our respondents had good knowledge, which is very high, followed by another 3, followed by another. Thank you.